You've been there before, haven't you? That exact moment when you step into a room and your eyes lock onto a woman who instantly commands your attention. Your pulse quickens, your palms get clammy, and suddenly your mind goes blank. The words you've rehearsed vanish into thin air, and all you can think about is not messing this up. You know this could be the defining moment, the one that could change everything. Your heart is racing with anticipation, but at the same time, you're paralyzed by the fear of rejection or saying something stupid. But here's the thing, this isn't just any encounter. This could be the start of something unforgettable. The question is, how do you approach her? How do you stand out in a way that makes her take notice, pique her curiosity, and, most importantly, keep her interested? How do you make her want to know more about you without overthinking every word you say? This is your moment, and with the right approach, it could be the beginning of an incredible connection. So, where do you start? Here's the truth. It's not some formula or equation to solve. It's an art, a skill that requires a deep understanding of human nature. And if you want to master it, you need to learn how to play the game, but not just any way. You need to play it on your terms. It's about stepping into the conversation with a sense of confidence and purpose, knowing exactly how to engage and keep her intrigued without relying on rehearsed lines or trying to fit into someone else's idea of what's right. Today, we're going to dive deep into the deadly art of talking to women, where the stakes are high, but the rewards are even higher. I'm not just talking about small talk or generic compliments. I'm talking about understanding the subtle dynamics of attraction, the psychology behind connection, and how to navigate the conversation so you leave a lasting impression. Trust me, once you grasp these principles, you'll never approach a conversation the same way again. It's not about tricks or manipulation. It's about genuine connection and strategic communication. So let's break it all down and get you ready to master the art like never before. First, let's take a hard look at what you're doing wrong. The biggest mistake many men make when talking to women is approaching the conversation like it's some kind of interrogation or sales pitch. It's like they're trying to impress her with facts and credentials, but here's the truth. Stop right there. Women aren't interested in hearing your resume. They don't care about your job title or how many zeros you have in your bank account. Those things are secondary, and if you're leading with them, you're already missing the mark. What women care about most is how you make them feel in that moment. They want to feel seen, heard, and valued, not like they're the subject of a cold interview or just another number in your sales funnel. The secret is in understanding that connection goes far beyond status or material possessions. It's about the energy you bring to the table and how you make them feel comfortable, confident, and most importantly, special. Now, let's change that mindset. Stop seeing women as obstacles to overcome or prizes to win. They're not challenges or trophies, they're people, just like you, looking for connection, conversation, and chemistry. Instead of focusing on impressing her, focus on making her feel at ease. See her as an equal, a person with her own life, thoughts, and feelings who simply wants to be treated with respect and genuine interest. The real key here is creating an environment where she feels comfortable to be herself. When you're not trying to wow her or put on a show, the pressure fades, and that's when true connection happens. When you can just be yourself and focus on making her feel valued for who she is, not for what she can offer or how she looks. That's when everything falls into place. Confidence, connection, and attraction will naturally follow. Now let's talk about something that many overlook but can truly set you apart: subtlety. There's a reason why some men seem to effortlessly attract women without saying much. It's not because they have some magic formula, it's because they've mastered the subtle art of attraction. They understand that less is often more. The power of subtlety lies in knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet, and how to make an impact without forcing it. You see, women don't need you to pour your heart out on the first conversation. In fact, doing so can often come across as overwhelming or even desperate. They don't need to hear your life story in the span of 10 minutes. What they really respond to is your ability to make them feel like they're the only person in the room, even if it's for just a brief moment. It's about making her feel seen, not through grand declarations, but through small, meaningful gestures that create a powerful impression. It's all in the details. The right body language, the right tone of voice, and sometimes saying less but meaning more. When you're truly present and connected, your body language will communicate more than any words could. A subtle touch on the arm, a focused gaze, or leaning in slightly as she speaks. All these things can make her feel special without you saying a word. It's about being intentional with your presence and allowing the connection to unfold naturally. When you stop trying so hard, you'll realize that the more subtle and deliberate your approach, the more magnetic your presence becomes. It's not about forcing attraction or playing games. It's about creating an energy that naturally draws her in. The more authentic and confident you are in your subtlety, the more you'll stand out as someone she wants to get to know. The next step in mastering this art? Listening. This is where most men fail, but it's not their fault. They've been fed the advice to say something interesting, tell jokes, or keep the conversation going. And while those things can work, they're not the foundation of a deep connection. True attraction comes from being able to listen with genuine interest, to pick up on the small things that matter to her, and to show that you care not just about impressing her, but about understanding her. When you can listen, not just hear, that's when you can truly start building something meaningful. And that's where the magic happens. When you genuinely listen to her, when you take the time to really hear what she's saying, not just waiting for your turn to talk, you're already miles ahead of most men. So many men fail at this because they're too focused on what they're going to say next. But listening is where true connection begins, and it's about being fully present in the moment, not distracted by your own thoughts or your next clever line. Ask the right questions, questions that show you care about her thoughts and feelings, and then, most importantly, listen attentively. When she speaks, let her know you're there with her, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Reflect back what she's saying. Mirror her emotions with your responses in a way that shows you understand her, without overshadowing her words with your own agenda. Women are drawn to men who understand them, men who connect on both an emotional and intellectual level. It's not about dominating the conversation or forcing your opinions into every gap. It's about creating a space where she feels heard and valued, a space where she can express herself freely. The most magnetic men are those who don't just talk to women, but listen to them, showing genuine empathy. When she feels like you truly get her, like you understand what she's experiencing, she'll begin to feel a deeper connection to you. That's where the bond starts to form, when you make her feel like she's not just another conversation, but someone you're deeply interested in. Let's get one thing straight. Confidence is the key. But there's a very fine line between confidence and arrogance, and many men mistake one for the other. Confidence isn't something that needs to be shouted from the rooftops. It's quiet, it's calm, it's rooted in self-assurance. It's about knowing your worth without needing to announce it every chance you get. Confidence speaks through your actions, your demeanor, and your energy. It's knowing you don't need to prove anything to anyone. On the other hand, arrogance is loud. It's a desperate attempt to convince others of your value, often at the expense of showing respect for those around you. Women aren't attracted to arrogance. What they're drawn to is a man who is secure in himself, who doesn't need validation from anyone, and especially not from her. Here's how you strike that balance. When you talk to her, let your actions speak louder than your words. Don't overdo it. Don't try too hard to impress. Just be calm, collected, and assertive. Show her that you're not trying to win her over or get something from her. You're simply trying to connect on a deeper level. Your confidence will shine through when you're comfortable enough in your own skin to just be present with her, without putting on a show. You don't need to impress her with extravagant gestures or forced charm. What's most attractive is your ability to just be with her, genuinely, without any pressure. When you make her feel comfortable, understood, and at ease, that's when she'll truly be drawn to you. And now we get to the most important part, creating chemistry. You could have the best body language, the sharpest conversation skills, and an undeniable sense of confidence, but without chemistry, it's just another meaningless exchange. Chemistry is what separates a bland, forgettable conversation from a memorable, engaging connection. It's that intangible spark that can make an otherwise ordinary interaction feel electrifying. Without it, no matter how much effort you put into your words or your presence, the connection will always fall flat. So, how do you create chemistry? It starts with playfulness. You see, women are drawn to men who are comfortable enough to be a little playful, a little lighthearted, and yes, even a bit mischievous. Women love men who aren't afraid to lightly challenge them, tease them in a fun, non-threatening way, and make them laugh. The trick is to keep it light and easy, never force it or overthink it. Playful teasing shows that you're not taking the situation too seriously, which immediately takes the pressure off her. It's about having fun together, not trying to make something happen. You don't need a script or pickup lines to create chemistry, you just need to be present and enjoy the moment. When you make her smile, when you keep her on her toes, that's when chemistry begins to develop. Humor is one of the most powerful tools in building attraction, but it has to feel natural, not forced. A well-timed joke or a playful comment can break the ice and get her laughing, and that's when the energy between you both starts to shift. It's not about seducing her or trying to be someone you're not. It's about creating an atmosphere where both of you can relax, be yourselves, and enjoy each other's company. You see, this isn't just about having the right words or perfect moves. Mastering the deadly art of talking to women is about understanding the dynamics of human connection. It's about being aware of your own energy, knowing how to control it, and knowing when to dial it up or down. It's about learning how to connect without ever feeling the need to impress. True attraction happens when you're both engaged in the moment enjoying each other's presence and feeling that sense of comfort that comes from being with someone who gets you. When you approach women with the mindset of offering value, rather than trying to take something from them, that's when the energy shifts. You're not looking for validation or approval. You're looking for a connection, something genuine. When you use subtlety and listening as your primary tools, when you blend confidence with playfulness, and when you create an environment that makes her feel relaxed and appreciated, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when she'll want to know more about you, and that's when the real chemistry begins to form. Because ultimately, chemistry is about feeling like you both bring something to the table, without any pressure, just an authentic connection that feels like it could go somewhere. And that's the foundation of any lasting attraction. So stop chasing, stop forcing, start mastering the art, and watch how your relationships transform. Women aren't as complicated as we've been led to believe. They just want to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. The moment you understand that, the game is yours. If you're ready to elevate your skills and become the kind of man who effortlessly attracts women, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights into mastering the game. And remember, it's not about trying harder, it's about being smarter.